I love Strava. I use it to track my runs, my cycling tours, and all that stuff. But one thing I can't do with it is track my gym workouts. So I did what any good developer would do. I created my own app. The app is finished now. It's called Repify. And now you can track workouts, create any type of workout plan, get insights about your workouts and your strength and all that stuff, create custom exercises, log your body measurements to see where you kind of do some progress. And most important, you can follow your friends and your friends can follow you and you can view the workouts. And especially, or at least for me, that kind of keeps me accountable and also kind of keeps me motivated. But the process for the app wasn't that kind of easy, and it took definitely way longer than expected. Okay, so it all started basically 3 years ago in August of 2022, and that was when I came up with the idea of the fitness app with my brother. And basically we were talking about how we want to track our gym workouts, but we would also like to see each other workouts so that we can kind of keep us motivated together. And so if I see, okay, he was in the gym yesterday or today, I'll have to go to the gym as well. I can't skip it now. And that was basically kind of the idea behind that whole thing, and it was 3 years ago. First thing I did back then, I didn't have that much coding knowledge. I just jumped in right into React Native and started coding like the first front screen of the app. It looked kind of decent, but there was basically no functionality behind that, and I went on with that. But basically later on I realized React Native is not the best thing to create this app for me, especially because it's a fitness app, and in the future I want to connect my Apple Watch to it, and I need a lot of Apple functionality inside of that app. And that's why after some months I threw everything overboard and started from scratch again and used SwiftUI, the native like Apple coding language, to create apps. As time went on, I came up, or basically my sister came up with some design ideas for the app. From there on, everything was a little bit more structured and I started coding the app. One thing I learned while coding the app was it's actually kind of hard to concentrate on like the core feature of the app, because you always get distracted by all those little things or UI things and stuff. And for example, for me, it was I wanted to rearrange the workout plans, and that wasn't that easy in the UI. And I took days or even I think about a week to get it done. But let's be honest, that's nothing that's somehow necessary for the core feature of the app. Yeah, that was definitely a learning to concentrate on core features and not like funny, cool UI stuff. However, the development went on. I started coding the back end, I started coding the front end, and all different views that were necessary to track the workouts and create workout templates and so on. Finally, it was time to go through the Apple App Review, which is like a review process you have to go through if you want to publish your app to the Apple App Store. Actually, a kind of funny thing is the person who reviewed our app uploaded a profile picture, a face swap of Steph Curry in another person, which was kind of funny seeing that. Yeah, then we got accepted and passed the review. The 9th of May in 2023, it was the first time I released the app to the Apple App Store. First thing I did to promote the app was, of course, tell all of my friends so I could get some users, but I also published a lot of TikToks and Instagram Reels. It actually kind of quickly grew to about 1,000 users. But the more users came, the more bugs appeared. And I realized I had a very bad infrastructure for the whole project, for the whole app. It was actually my first like kind of big professional project I did, where I had to do a back end, front end and all that stuff. Yeah, but there were a lot of bugs. For example, the workouts didn't sync with the back end. It had some very long loading times. The app crashed out of nowhere. And these were so many bugs that I realized if I wanted to fix them, I would have to create the app from scratch again. That's how how I kind of lost interest in the app because I knew it was crappy and I would have to code everything again. So I lost interest and stopped doing updates, stopped promoting it. It was about 2-3 months from the release to the point where I abandoned the project, and it had about 1,000 users. In the meantime, until now, I did a lot of projects. I learned a lot of stuff about backend development, full stack development. I made a taxing program for crypto. I made some video schedulers. I created a lot of internal automation tools because I love automating things for me. And on the way, I learned a whole lot about backend development. And then, as I had some distance from the app, I thought, okay, why not give it another shot? That was in the end of 2024. Again, it took a really long time to develop the app. So on September the 20th in 2025, I finally released a big update of the new version of my app. Okay, let's get to some numbers of the app. So as I said before, when I abandoned the project, the app had around 1,000 users. And then over the time, when I didn't promote anything, the app somehow got 200 extra users in that time. I don't know how they found the app, but that kind of motivated me because I saw people were still downloading the app and actually using the app. As I released the app again in September, the app had 1,200 users, so basically users who signed up, not active users. And since then, I got about 270 new users in about 1.5 months. And out of all of these people, there are currently 6 people who are subscribed to the premium features. Of course, some of them are on their trial month, but people who are paying right now are 2 people. They have a yearly subscription, and the yearly subscription is currently $50 a year. So I currently make $100 a year. Let's talk about the costs of the app. What it costs me to run this whole app. The hosting of all these servers. That's currently $60 a month, which might be kind of expensive for like a project that isn't that big. But I over-engineered the whole hosting system where I set up auto-scaling Kubernetes system. Then I pay about $57 a month for the database. I use MongoDB, but I try to keep the storage of my database low and also free up some storage if there's some unnecessary things saved. But yeah, I'd say that's kind of standard, like a $57 per month for the database. And then the last cost I have for the app is a $100 a year Apple developer license. And that's just a license you need in order to publish an app on the Apple App Store. And for my image storage, I'm still on the free tier for that. So that costs me nothing. So the total cost for the whole app is about $125 a month. And my total income, if I break it down to a month, which is 2 subscriptions for $50 a year each, so $100 a year. And that's about $8 a month. So overall, I'm currently at a loss of $117 a month. But as I get more users, the costs won't necessarily rise. So hopefully I'm gonna break even soon and won't have a loss anymore. And yeah, if you want to test the app, feel free to test it. I'm happy for any user on my app. And if you have any feature you would like to have in the app or have any suggestion, just drop it in the comments below. Or you can write me at feedback@repifyworkout.com. And if it's a good idea, I'm gonna implement it in the app. Also subscribe to the channel if you want to stay updated on the journey of the app. I'm gonna make some videos about new features, some things I want to implement, how I implemented them, and also kind of how the numbers grow, hopefully. And yeah, let's see you soon.